Hey everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. Today, one of my favorites, turkey tetrazzini. I say that in a very operatic way because this dish was actually cooked a long, long time ago and invented sometime between 1905 and 1908. The first recipe for it appears in Good Housekeeping magazine in 1908, named after Louisa Tetrazzini, the famous opera star of the day. And I just love recipes that have a great history. Big clumpy ingredients like celery and peas and diced pieces of turkey don't go very well with spaghetti. So I started using other shapes of pasta with it. I happen to think that these MEZZI PACCHERI work ideally. We're cooking this to a nice al dente. Remember, it's gonna cook in our sauce for a little while as well. So while that is cooking, I'm gonna get things going here in our pan. In go a couple tablespoons of butter, melt that, add our flour, a little bit of cayenne, nutmeg, and begin to make our seasoned roux. You just wanna cook this roux so we don't get lumps when it begins to thicken our sauce. And we want that raw flour flavor out of there. In with our onions and our celery, our parsley. Tetrazzini actually is one of those dishes that has much fewer rules, and even 100 years ago, everyone had their own sort of version. I've got my leftover turkey from our holiday table, and I'm just gonna cut that down into small little pieces. Great way to extend your leftovers. Check the pasta here. This is gonna bake in the oven for 15-20 minutes till its top is brown, so I wanna make sure that they're nice and al dente. In goes our turkey. Splash, quarter cup of wine. Sherry, if you're using yours with mushrooms, let that come to a boil really fast. I have my stock ready, nice rich chicken stock. Got our pasta at the ready. This is starting to simmer. That roux is causing that to thicken, and add our cream. Now, one of the things that I find handy with this is not to use a slope-sided saute pan. A nice high-sided saute pan like this one is absolutely ideal. Once that comes to sort of a natural slow boil, we'll add our cheddar cheese. Use a really, really good one. Fontina works really well, a blend of them. Now that it's boiling, I'm gonna add my cheese. It's gonna thicken up right away. Half of my parm, reserving the rest for our crumble topping. Add my peas, and then finally my pasta. With most cream-based sauces, I like a healthy dose of black pepper, salt. I have a greased baking dish, and the entire contents of this pan will go into it. Fresh breadcrumbs that we made in the food processor using fresh artisan bread. Mix that together. My butter. Mix that together. And I like to lay the whole thing right in the middle and then just peel it off to the side. And now it's ready to go into the oven, 375. Okay, so here's what happens to professional chefs sometimes too. It was cooking along and I was like, gosh, it needs to be browning. I'm just getting a little too anxious, so I threw it on broil, and you always should pay attention to things when they're on broil. And I started talking to someone and I scorched the top of it. It's just a little past well done toast. Just take away some of those carbonized ones. Okay, I like to serve this with some of those breadcrumbs on top. Cold fall day, don't you want to tuck into that? I think you do. And a great use for leftovers on Thanksgiving. So now you know how to make turkey tetrazzini.